Welcome to the Talking Bread, where we talk about Monday's talk. I'm your host, Hensley Rutan.
And I am Zach Haywood.
So, Zach, do we really have announcements today?
Yes, we really do.
Oh, really? Okay, say it then.
So this Saturday, July 18th, from 8:30 to 12, we're going to be doing an event with Second Harvest. We'll be helping pack bags for food for elderly people, and they ask you to bring a can to contribute. If you'd like to sign up, Cami posted something in the group me where you can sign up. I believe they have 10 slots available for the sign up, so if you have nothing going on this Saturday morning, feel free to sign up and help with the Second Harvest packing up some bags.
And also, in other announcements, as the host, I would love to hear So we asked a bunch of questions to our guests and everything, but we came up with the idea of what does the crowd say? And
it's what does the fox say?
Kind of. And then I would like to ask if you have any questions, please let me know in Group Me. And if you are new around and if you're listening and you're asking, so how do I get into the 20s group? We meet at 101 Atlas Street in Savannah, Georgia, and we meet at 7 p.m. I can't wait to hear from you and can't wait to see you. In other words, should we introduce our guest?
One more thing, if you're interested in wanting to speak or give a testimony, there's a sign up sheet in the group me that should be pinned. If you have anything you want to speak about, feel free to sign up with the link, and we'll get you into talking at 20s group.
And the best part is you get to talk with us.
Your favorite hosts.
Yes, absolutely. But without further ado, this guy again.
Our first guest of this podcast. And he's also our producer of the podcast.
And executive producer.
Executive producer.
2 times, baby. 2 times, we're back. After 5, I got a jacket, right?
Yeah.
And like a director's chair.
We'll have a custom-made jacket with Hensley's face in the back.
Sweet.
Oh, absolutely. I love that.
What do the SNL jackets look like? Like if they host 5 times and then they get a jacket, but I've never seen what the jacket looks like.
SNL jacket.
All right, Zach's gonna look it up. He has a laptop. Oh, it's just like a. Oh, okay. Just like a. Was it a robe?
I think it looks like a robe.
Oh, that's wild.
You get a robe. Ooh.
Huh. Oh, it's like a leisure jacket. Okay, I see.
It kind of looks like a jacket you would have that you would have if you're part of a special club or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the 5-time host club.
It's the Friars Club.
Because it's 10 people? Not a whole lot of people have hosted SNL 5 times.
So it's basically the equivalent of winning the Masters multiple times, probably.
Well, I mean, if you win the Masters once, you get the jacket.
You just have to keep making movies and keep having stuff to promote.
Without further ado, y'all give it up for the #1 New York Yankees fan, Zach Fall.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I'm out of here.
I'm just kidding. He's a Red Sox fan.
There's too many people wearing Yankees hats at 20s group. I think I need to say something. Something has to be done about this. I don't know. I don't know what's gotten into everyone's heads. That's not America's team. It's not America's team.
We should ban
None of their colors are red, white, or blue. Well, I guess white a little bit, but
the pinstripes blue?
No,
Yeah.
They're black, I think.
Oh, they are?
Gross.
I thought they were dark blue. I don't know.
I would think they are dark blue.
They kind of do look a little dark blue. They might be black. I don't know.
This is ridiculous.
It is.
My point stands.
We're banning Yankees hats.
It's just
Yeah, no more Yankees hats.
And then it's like that meme. Where'd you blow over from, Supertown?
Yeah.
Anyway, Zach, your talk, Redemption of Saul.
Mm-hmm.
Redemption of Saul.
Tell us why you want to speak on that topic.
So, this was a while ago, around when I signed up. I had just beat Red Dead Redemption 2. And oh boy, what a game that was. I cried a lot. How old is that game? Can I give spoilers? Like,
That game is so old. It was like 10 years old?
Yeah, it's like
10
a little
years?
old.
Dude,
It's
no
gotta be
way it's 10
years.
years old.
No ways. It's gotta be like
At least like 6.
I feel like as a kid.
Did it come out 2017? Because then it's like 9.
October 26, 2018 was
Wow.
the release date. Almost 8 years
Or,
old.
well, the point remains. Arthur, our main character of the game, the viewpoint, the rootin' tootin' cowboy shootin' cowboy, incredibly relatable character, I think. All the struggles he goes through, and I think that I connected a lot of dots to his whole story and then to Saul's story, where Arthur, he starts his life and he's kind of like, he's a vagabond, he's a violent guy. He goes and beats the snot out of people for money, and then all of a sudden he gets, it's tuberculosis, it's not pneumonia. He gets tuberculosis, and it kind of struck me similar the way that Saul gets blinded on the road to Damascus. And Enzo, you gotta stop squeaking that chair.
Stop leaning back in the chair.
sorry.
And then this kind of changes Arthur's his whole life trajectory. He stops feeding into this thing with the gang that he has and the leader of the gang, which I kind of feel like always represented earthly pleasures, sin, if you will. I'm kind of rambling on about this, but fantastic game. If you haven't played it, please play it. If you have played it, let me know, because it's really cool. That kind of set me on that path of thinking about redemption and, how can I connect this to biblical stories?
My question is, and this is just straight out of the dome, are there any moments that you felt like you were Saul in Acts chapter 9?
Yeah, I would say there's a large chunk of my life that I felt like it was just I was living in sin. I didn't know that there was a way out. Well, I guess I knew there was a way out, but I guess I was just choosing to turn my head the other way because I didn't want to face that fact that I had been living a sinful life.
And I would think that, and I think that is a great story to read, considering that if you live in a very sinful life, you would, there is a way to gain redemption and get in line with God. And for example, kind of it's similar to a story like Peter, where he betrayed Jesus multiple of times, and once he got back on track with Jesus, he literally gave a sermon about forgiveness and everything.
Yeah. And also Jesus knew that Peter was going to betray him. He even told him straight up, "You're going to betray me."
That's true.
No, I won't. Because I will. And Jesus still washed his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus still washed Simon Peter's
Dude, that's
feet.
crazy. That was the thing I talked about the first time I was on.
Mhm.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It all comes full circle, baby.
Bingo.
Comes around full circle.
So why did you pick Saul's story rather than Jonah or Rahab, or what was her name? Rahab the prostitute? Rahab?
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Rahab, what? Was she in Samuel? I forget what story she's from.
Honestly, I am not as familiar
Ooh.
with that one. But I like Saul's story because of how universal it is. It's it's also the most dramatic change, as well as the most impactful change. I personally believe that, just because how much impact Paul had on the Bible itself and the early church. We probably wouldn't have Christianity as we know it today without Saul getting blinded on the road to Damascus and becoming this man on fire for God, to write all those letters to those early churches that are, not doing things that the right way, the way God is intending for the church to be run. And then Paul sitting down in jail, writing all those letters to teach everybody, I think is very impactful, seeing from where he came from, which is just, this violent past.
Yeah. And also, it does.
And we take 2 weeks off, and we're like so out of it.
I know,
We are so out of it.
trying to get back in the groove of things is not
It's
easy.
it's quite difficult. And I will say, not only speaking of some of the stories, you also look at Old Testament. If you look at the Old Testament, you have King David, where he did slay Goliath, and went from that to making great warrior's wife basically cheat on commit adultery to her husband, and her husband went to battle and got killed in battle because King David ordered him to go to battle that he knew he was going to get killed at.
Bathsheba?
Yeah, Bathsheba.
Bathsheba?
And then married her, and then David married her and bore a child. And after all of that, he wrote the Psalms.
Yeah, Psalm 51.
Yep.
Talked about that weeks ago.
Yeah, we talked
like
Oh
about
yeah, that's right.
Felt like forever ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago with
3.
Hannah Kendrick. Shout out to her. But
I think that was our last guess.
yeah, that was our
Yep.
last guess.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Yeah. So, if you were in Ananias' shoes, how would you feel about being sent by Jesus to restore man's vision, who was responsible for killing your people? How would you feel, and how would you respond if God called you to do something out of your comfort zone, like Ananias did?
It's certainly something that it would have to be a pretty serious sign for me to really take it seriously. I know that sounds kind of bad, but if I just had an inkling that I had to go do that, I would probably just ignore it, thinking oh, it's just my subconscious telling me oh, this is probably the right thing to do. But in the story, he gets a whole vision from Jesus, and I feel like that is a little bit more of a sign. Okay, yeah, God's asking me to do this. I had a conversation with him, and in that conversation, he says yo, I got your back. He's got to suffer. I know he's got to suffer, but you got to go do this. I'm putting you out there. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but you're gonna be part of this story. This story is gonna be told for literally 2,000 years, and it's gonna be because of you that Paul's gonna do what he's gonna do. And I think that motivation is would kick me into gear to get me going.
Right.
Yeah, and God speaks a lot, to us in visions.
Mm-hmm.
It could be dreams. It could be just walking down a straight street and be oh, I gotta go help Saul.
Yeah, exactly.
He's blind, fasting for 3 days, praying for 3 straight days. Go restore his vision. I mean, you see a lot in the Old Testament, God speaking to people in these crazy visions, Zechariah.
Zechariah.
I had to bring Zechariah. God spoke to him first 8 chapters.
And your legal name is Zechariah.
It is. It's on my birth certificate.
Yeah.
God spoke to him in dreams, gave him crazy visions, and told the Israelites, "Hey, go obey God, and go restore Jerusalem, so you get back into there." I think it's Jerusalem. I gotta go reread my story. Well, not my story.
The book of Zechariah.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Yeah.
I'm not being biased or anything.
Yeah. Not. Yeah. Okay then.
I'm being biased.
Okay. Yeah, but also, could you probably, in your life, name a few people that are Saul, and then other people that you know that are like the other person that helped out Saul?
Ananias.
Ananias.
Oh man, that's kind of tough because me being like, oh yeah, like this guy's Saul, that's kind of that's kind of rude. If any of them hear this, I would be mortified if I was like, oh yeah, dude, you're the Saul in my life. I'm afraid of you.
You're a killer.
But like in my coming to 20s group for the first time, definitely the boys, David, Jacob, Brad, they were my Ananias, for sure, because they came up and was like, hey, you gotta come, and I was putting it off for a long time, but I finally had like a free Monday to come, so I did, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is what has been missing in my life.
Right. And I don't mean it to be like
I didn't think you really meant here call out some people on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
but...
no. Oh yeah, no. I didn't mean it to do it as rude as like that, but yeah.
Do you think community helped do that a lot?
Oh, absolutely.
Making your
Just surrounding myself with people that I want to have. The mindset that I want to have, surrounding my people with that mindset was very big in my development in my walk with God.
Right. Yeah, and but yeah, so what would you do if you were in Ananias's shoes, trying to help other people find God?
It's a lot. Some people have the gift of evangelism. They can go up and talk to somebody and invite them to church and kind of worm their way into their head and say like, oh yeah, like this is the way. You gotta come here. You gotta learn this stuff. That is not one of my gifts. I am not a talking to people that I don't know very well person. So I generally, my approach to it is like, I gotta wait for an opening. I have to wait for them to want to be receptive to the idea of coming to a 20s group or going to church on Sunday. Like if they're, feeling kind of down, or they're willing to get vulnerable with me for a second, like, oh, like this and this has happened in my life, then that's your opening to go like, oh, well, hey, like coming down to church, there's a lot of great people for you to be around who are supportive. I think that's a good way to go about inviting people and doing that, being the evangelist, but kind of not in the same way, if that's not your skill set.
Right. Yeah, and there are, I will say, there are times that I would say there is one time I prayed before I ate lunch at work, and one of my coworkers actually saw what I've prayed, and he was like, that is a beautiful prayer and all that. And like while work, I've invited him to like, if you're willing to do, if you want to, I invite you to pray with me before we have lunch and all that. And he's like, yeah, I'm down for that. There were a few times that we pray and all that, but the thing is, and for his background, he's been living in sin for a lot and all that, even though he does say that he believes in God.
Yeah, that's something that, like, it's just one of those things where he has to, like, you got to come around to it. Like, I was born in the church. I was baptized at like 8-ish, I think, 8 years old, something like that. But it was never really like my own faith, and I feel like I had to leave and come back for it to get stronger. Like being the prodigal son is, I think, something that most people go through, and it leads to a deeper bond in the long run. Not that I'm saying like, oh, you should go and do a bunch of bad stuff, but like if that's where you find yourself, then I think when you do find your way back it's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of the same way. Like I went to church all throughout elementary school up to like maybe 16 years old. Stopped going for like 7 years. Realized, this is not the life I want to live. And I decided to go back, and one of the best decisions because I've met so many amazing people who I'm still friends with today, including the one right across from me. One of the first people I met at Compassion. What's up, boy?
He's talking about
What's up,
Hensley.
bro?
They're looking at each other.
I'm staring at Hensley's beautiful brown eyes right now. Yeah. Hensley's a beautiful man.
You're not that big of a Grateful Dead fan unless you did some sinning back in the day.
Exactly.
And
We're deadheads minus the drugs.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We listen for the fun of it.
Yeah, because it's great to jam out to.
Yeah.
It's great to jam out to.
Jam out the shakedown street before walking in here.
Yes. Jamming out, and then you complaining about like I'm using the studio version instead of the live version.
Yeah, I gotta teach you a little more. Anyway.
I know I listen to the live versions, but anyway.
We're getting off topic.
Yes.
We're talking about Saul, not Jerry Garcia.
Yes.
We talked about Adam Sandler in my first interview.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah. But also,
Shout out Adam Sandler.
I will say my story since y'all mentioned that. I grew up. My parents took me to different denomination churches when I was a kid, and then we went to a non-denominational. We went over and we stayed at that church for quite a while. I've met a good amount of people. Some of them I still talk to, and we stopped going. My family and I stopped going to church. And I know my brother. And then, even though we still went to that church, my brother became a atheist, and then after we stopped going to church, I became agnostic from middle school to high school, and then whenever I started living on my own, because I knew that there is a higher being, but I just didn't know they were there. And then I went to Compassion Christian, where I met this stud, Zach Haywood, right there.
Hi.
And then very much, and then I've also met a bunch of other people, including Bones, Wally, and then
And forgot your other good friend Hudson.
and then of course Hudson, of course.
Right near Hudson's house, actually.
Yeah,
700 feet away.
pretty much.
Literally.
7 football fields away, but
Oh, yeah.
and
Hensley, I have a really good idea for you.
what?
You should share your testimony at 20's group.
I haven't got to that point yet.
Pray about it.
But anyway,
That'd be great.
be wonderful.
I'll listen to it.
That would be great. And then I just felt and then after some of the group at the Compassion kind of broke off, because the group we had was huge.
It was, and then they stopped going Wednesday nights, and they moved to Sunday nights, and people couldn't really do Sunday nights, and then eventually our leader moved to Indiana, and we all kind of just went everywhere, and then eventually you told us about 20's group, and then we all started coming to 20's group.
Yeah.
Pretty much the gist of it.
And that's that. And then while during that, I've started learning more about God and everything. And right now today, I go to a Orthodox church, and I've loved it ever since.
That's great. So Zach, so Saul hated and attacked Christians, and yet God used them to spread the gospel. What does it tell you about
What did you say?
So Saul hated and attacked Christians, and yet God used them to spread the gospel. What does this tell you about his limits of God's forgiveness and his ability to transform people?
That definitely goes to show that God really did mean it when I forget what book and verse it was. But talking about how many times do you need to forgive? 70 times 7, there's no end to the forgiveness. And that's the whole point of, that the redemption story is no matter how far you've gone, there's a way to be forgiven and a way to redeem yourself, not just in people's eyes, but in the eyes of the Lord. And honestly, it's a lot easier to redeem yourself in the eyes of the Lord than to people around you. Because it's so much easier for him to forgive than for people to forgive. Although we should be better about that, but it's people, it's kind of human nature to be a little suspicious of one another. But
Right. And and not only that, we also depend on God for certain things, like guidance from him, forgiveness from him,
oh, of course.
and many other things that are said in the Bible. And yes, some people, and to gain patience, even though they pray certain things, and they would ask, because it's also human nature that if they want it as ASAP.
Not having to work for something is definitely at the, how can I not work and still achieve this thing, is at the forefront of most people's minds most of the time.
Exactly.
We're lazy humans.
Oh, yes.
That's fun being lazy. I'm just kidding. No, it's not.
Oh, no.
No, it's not.
No.
So when Ananias laid his hands on Saul, the scales fell from his eyes. What scales or blind spots do you think needed to fall from Saul's worldview, and what other scales might exist in your life?
For Saul, it was definitely the acceptance that Jesus was the Messiah that was prophesied. Because that was his whole thing as a Pharisee. He did not believe that Jesus was the Messiah, that he was their Messiah, the Jews' Messiah. And it was just something that he had to reconcile with. And honestly, it happened kind of immediately that God spoke to him. It was oh, I am Jesus. That was me. Here it is. There it is. And he saw it, and immediately it blinded him. He just so conflicted with his worldview, I think, that was how his, heavenly punishment isn't the word. His godly punishment, how he's gonna, suffer in Jesus' name. That kind of happened throughout his life, but the blindness specifically, just him seeing the truth, the way, that's how it manifested itself. And that, I think, thematically in the story makes it kind of cool. Which I think is absolutely God's whole purpose with telling that story. He's he divinely had all this stuff happen in Saul's life. He grew up exactly perfectly so that he could be transformed, and he could tell his story to everybody, and it would be a perfect testimony to get others to believe.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy how your life just gets flipped upside down, just like that.
It's wild.
You're walking in Damascus, and next thing you know, blind.
Yep.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then
every time I look at you, I go blind.
I don't know that one.
From Who in a Blowfish. Yeah. Every time I look at you, I go blind.
I think we have very different tastes in music.
Yeah.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
I mean, you have the Led Zeppelin shirt. but-
Yeah.
I mean, great band, but not only that, I'd also say that there are challenges that God puts in there just for you to see Him and all that. For example, with Paul and many other of the other books like David or something of that nature.
Kind of like heroic,
Yeah.
like unexpected heroes in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
How about Jonah?
Jonah.
He was swallowed by a fish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a lot of unexpected heroes in the Bible that we can all learn from. I feel like especially with Paul being the biggest figure in the New Testament, writing all of his letters from prison, it kind of really gives a better perspective of Christianity and kind of, where we are today versus the Old Testament.
Right. And not only that,
We have a lot more leisure now with Jesus coming back rather than what we had in the Old Testament, because there was a lot more rules and laws to follow versus now.
right. And not only that, not only unexpected heroes, but also saints as well. You can read their life before they became martyred. Like, for example, there is a Roman soldier that stabbed Jesus when he was crucified, and whenever Jesus' blood came to his eyes, he was completely blind, and the Roman soldier gained vision and everything from having got Jesus' blood on him, and he actually spread the word of Jesus around Rome. And then, of course, the Roman king did not like that, so they've executed him, and now today he is a canonized saint in, I think, both the Orthodox and the Catholic Church.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have any more questions?
Do you?
I'm allowed. Do we have another question from another
Oh
caller?
yeah. See if David texted you. He might have texted you a question. I sent him your phone number. I don't know if he actually sent you anything, but
Oh, hey, that's right. So, David Dougal, shout out to him, one of our guests, has a question for Zach Fall in the podcast. Do you relate more with Saul or Amadeus?
who?
Ananias.
Ananias.
Like Amadeus? Is that what you're trying to say?
Ananias.
I guess in different stages of my life, because like now I would say I relate a little bit more to Ananias, just because I do have that kind of like, oh yeah, I'm just some guy kind of mentality to me. Like I don't think I'm not some great warrior or some important figurehead or whatever it is. But yeah, I think at different points in your life you're going to relate to both of those people. It all depends on where you're at, what you've done so far, how far along in your walk are you. But yeah, right now I would say I'll fall a little bit more in line with Ananias.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
What about you guys? Do you guys have an opinion on that?
I mean, I feel like all of us were Saul at one point.
Yeah, we're all Saul at one point, and in some other way we are Ananias at another point.
I feel like mostly Ananias now versus Saul because we had to go through the trenches, kind of like what Saul did, being blind and fasting and praying for 3 days just to ask for forgiveness for all the killings that he looked over. And I feel like I feel like most of the people that at least I know more like Ananias were out here actively trying to convert people from Saul to Paul in a way, kind of inviting them out to church, to group, asking to pray for them, or just being a friend to them.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I feel like.
Do you have any other questions for us, Zach?
Dang, I don't think so. I know you joined our D&D group.
Yes.
Were you interested, Zach?
I might join. I might join D. Because I've never played D&D before.
Okay, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. If anyone out there listening wants to, we have our little D&D group in the group me. If anyone, it's called Disciples and Dragons. Obviously, I had to make it a pun, but
Thanks, Hensley.
the invite's in our group me somewhere. I don't think anyone pinned it. It's not crucial that you guys play Dungeons and Dragons with us, but we like to see people come out and flex their creative muscles a little bit.
Let me see if I can find it.
It wasn't too long ago that we posted in there.
Yeah.
I'm back in early July.
Oh yeah, it wasn't that long. Well, yeah, I guess it was that long ago, but
it was in June.
no, it was a couple days ago. But do you guys have any ideas for like characters you want to play?
I have.
Found it.
I have no idea.
It's 14
I think Zach should be one of the Grateful Dead dancing bears.
Which color? Should I be green?
Absolutely. Or blue, since your eyes are blue.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, we could tweak. They don't have like a specific like bear person race, but like we could tweak a little some be like an Ursine type guy.
Grateful Dead bear.
What would you guys be like, casters or like strong boys, whatever you want to call it?
Strong.
Strength based.
I mean, I could be a bear on LSD.
Yeah, that is in line with the Grateful Dead.
And then you can be a terrapin.
There is a turtle race.
Yeah, you can be a turtle.
I mean,
Do you run fast?
no.
Perfect. Tortoise in the hair. I mean, Tortoise in the hair. You can be the
Or
terrapin.
I could be like what I did last time I did D&D, and that is a dwarf.
Dwarf's a classic. That's always a classic. That's a fun one.
Yeah, you can be.
Yeah, Hensley does kind of look like Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, you're turning.
If you grew the beard out.
Oh, you want Jerry Garcia?
Your brother kind of. No, his one friend, his Canadian friend, looks just like him.
Yeah.
And Hensley has a friend from Canada.
That's crazy. Probably doesn't even exist. She goes to another school.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull this.
So as he's pulling up, what movies have you recently watched?
I recently watched. Sam put me on to.
Guy on the left.
Oh dang, yeah, he does kind of look like Jerry. Oh, it's the glasses. It's the glasses for sure.
Beard.
But Sam put me on to The Sheep Detective, which was really good. It's Hugh Jackman and Bryan Cranston and Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Ooh.
She's fantastic. I love her. That was a great movie. And then the next day off I watched Smokey and the Bandit, which was awesome. That was so cool. Burt Reynolds is dope. And I forget anyone else in that movie because none of them went on to do too much. Except Sally Field, I guess. She did some stuff. But other than that, great movie. 76, I think. 75, something like that. It's an older one, but
That's an old.
wonderful. Absolutely wonderful little road trip movie.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Oh, she played Elaine.
Yeah, she was in Seinfeld.
Yeah,
And like a million other things.
She VP, right?
She was in Veep, yeah.
Veep,
That was.
That's what it was.
That is. That's a show for sure. That's a wild one.
Veep. Oh, like that one. Hensley, what movies have you been watching?
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to hear the mind of Hensley Rutan.
The mind of Hensley Rutan. My mind is the intermissions of my mind is like an enigma. I haven't been watching more movies, but I've been watching. I'd say I've just been watching anime and all that.
I've been thinking about getting back into it. This new Ghost in the Shell seems pretty cool. I like Ghost in the Shell. I like that cyberpunk kind of stuff.
I gotcha. Yeah, I've been watching like One Piece.
Oh yeah, you gotta talk with David. David's been blasting his way through One Piece. Most of my friends are, and I can't be convinced to watch a show that's like one. What is
It's
it?
like
a couple
over
of
1,000 episodes.
1,000 something. I think it's like 1,200 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is that's too many. That's too many episodes. I'm good. 24 episodes. That's like my limit. Not exactly. I like longer shows too, but that's a nice concise story that doesn't need to go anywhere. Like what was it that came out Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That was really, really good, and the second season's going to come out later this year, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I've not been watching much. I mean,
You should watch Cyberpunk. It's awesome.
I've been watching Wings.
Is that the Highway Patrol one?
No, it's about this small airport in Nantucket. It's a sitcom from the 90s.
Oh, I've probably flown into that airport a few times. I have some family out in Nantucket.
It's TV show. I think it's.
That seems fun. I might give that a shot. I like sitcoms, so.
Yeah, it comes from like the same universe as Cheers and Frasier.
Oh, is it a Cheers spinoff?
Not really. It's like the same universe.
Well, how do you know it's the same universe if it's not a spinoff?
Yeah.
Because-
How do you know?
Because they have characters from Cheers and Frasier in the show. So they have like an episode with like more.
Was it a crossover episode or like?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
So like,
okay,
they flew
gotcha.
from Boston to Nantucket for the day, and they were in the show.
That makes sense.
Frasier
Okay.
flew over from Boston. To
Yeah, I always forget that Frasier was on Cheers, like not a main character, but like he was in quite a lot of Cheers, and then got his own incredibly successful sitcom.
It's my favorite show. of all
It's so
time,
good.
Frasier, dude. It's so basic, but like I love it. I love Frasier Crane. He was also Kelsey Grammer. He was in Jesus Revolution. He played Chuck Smith in Jesus Revolution.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It's a Christian movie about the start of Calvary Church.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I think it started in the 60s.
I would say around 60s or 70s because that's like during Vietnam War era, whenever all that happened.
These guys look like they're dressed like the
And-
costume department went to the 70s Halloween store.
Lonnie.
I like Kelsey Grammer. He's cool. He's got a very bassy voice. It's very soothing.
Hello, Miles. Hello, Frasier. Niles. He played Sideshow Bob in Simpsons.
Oh my god, he was Sideshow Bob.
Hello, Bob.
I knew I could place that voice somewhere. Oh man, that's wild. That never clicked for me.
Hello, Bob.
So anything else? Anything else?
All good.
All good, Zach.
I think that's an episode. I think that's a good episode.
Yeah.
Next week I'll be in the guest chair.
Vote now for
Yeah.
who's going to replace Zach.
Yeah.
Who is going to replace Zach?
Go online to 20sgroup.com and
Cast
put in
your
votes.
vote.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be replaced next week as a host. Someone else can host. I think David Dougal's gonna want to host.
Yeah, he definitely expressed interest in hosting.
Well, David Dougal can host. He can grill me.
Spoiler alert!
What a podcast. That podcast is going to be like 2 hours long.
Dude,
It's going to be a joy to edit.
And we're gonna be here till like 1 in the morning. He's gonna be asking more questions. Half asleep, but
And that is it for the Talking Bread, which no, we are not different kinds of bread that talk.
ooh, do you remember the red, white, and blue bagels we had?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was a good bagel for 4th of July.
Yes, from Rockies.
Yeah, we had.
Ooh, I do love Rockies.
Yeah, They had 4th of July bagels.
Shut up,
It
Rockies!
just made me think when you said bread. I just thought of bagels.
Bagels and the cream cheese.
Yeah, schmear.
But that is it for this episode of the Talking Bread. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye!